You're commuting home with Katz and Cosby. Now, here's John Katzimatidis and Rita Cosby on 77 WABC.
And today, well, we went out to outer space again. With us today is Steve Cates, otherwise known as Dr. Sky. And where was it? Was it SpaceX? All of a sudden, Steve Cates, you tell us what happened today with the astronauts.
Well, good evening, John, and to those in the studio and the listeners around the world. An exciting day for space enthusiasts. We have a very positive story with SpaceX and their amazing mission known as Polaris Dawn. Well, the two of the astronauts on board there did something incredible, John. They actually did the first spacewalk that private citizens have ever done, and that's a very difficult task because if we go back in history, the very first spacewalk ever done was back in March of 1965 with Russian Alexei Leonov. And he went out for 12 minutes, but his suit inflated, unfortunately, like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and he had a hard time getting in. So this is a very historic mission for the people of SpaceX. They're doing a lot of other great science in there. They went through an area of radiation, which is very dangerous to some in space, called the Van Allen belt. They're actually testing the human resistance to radiation, which is a very serious component in space. And they're doing so many other things. We should wish them great success so far.
Let me ask you, this guy is a billionaire. He's a young guy. And wasn't he afraid that he's going to get hit with enough radiation that it's going to cut his life short?
Well, I would say this. The pioneer like Jared Isaacson, I mean, this guy's been a well-tested space, pioneer, well-tested astronaut. And I don't know if I would do it, John, or anybody sitting there in the studio or the listeners, but they're going to try to develop these suits. They have the issue, as you and I talk on the Sunday show. The problematic thing is radiation endurance in space. If you go to Mars, how are you going to shield a spacecraft? How are you going to protect people? So this is interesting. By the way, he's the only person around on the Earth that actually owns a Russian MiG-29. He's a pilot. Obviously, he's a very well-seasoned astronaut. But this is an important day, and not to be repetitive, in space because we haven't done this in quite a long time. So the amount of radiation quickly that he and the crew are getting, they make 3 passes of the Earth. They're getting that much radiation in just 3 months that you would on the entire year on board the space station. So let's hope they're well. But this is a mission unlike what we were hearing with the Boeing Starliner, that's very successful so far. And humans to look down from the Earth, imagine that, John, 870 miles above the Earth. That would be something. He didn't actually walk in space. They actually just opened the hatch. There's no airlock there. And they kind of he held on to the rail out there. But they're going 17,000 miles an hour, so that's a pretty amazing feat.
Now, did you feel the earthquake? You're in Arizona?
I am. I did not, but I know friends in the L.A. area, obviously. I know this was epicentered, they say, right around Malibu. So let's hope and pray that no further, more severe. Obviously, everybody's seemingly waiting for the big one out there on the California coast by San Andreas. But no, that I didn't feel. I felt a few earthquakes here in Arizona in the past years, but this is one of the safer places tectonically. Nevada and Arizona are still considered to be, a safe place compared to what we find off the California coast.
Well, Steve Cates, Dr. Sky, thank you so much for calling in, giving us an update, and we'll talk again real soon. We'll probably talk to you on Sunday.
Absolutely. Pleasure to you, and well, thank you very much for the pleasure and the opportunity. Have a good day.